What's up, Solutionaries? Welcome everybody to the Maj 2 Ray Show. Chopping it up with you all. Today I got a conundrum, yo. Today's a conundrum. But y'all know the rules before we get into it. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we chop it up about pop culture issues, politics, all that other good stuff, and tie everybody into a solution. You showing up here because you a solutionary. And solutionaries got standards. One of the standards that we have for our show is when you come in, comment where you're from. Where am I from? I'm going to know what platform you're watching from. Put it in the comment section. If you're watching on X, hit the repost button. It don't cost you nothing. Help boost the signal a bit because these platforms, we use them for fun and for information and education and all of that. However, they're still a little bit shadow banned. Y'all know tweet cred's still a thing on X, right? A-Line said he was trying to work on the coding for tweet cred when he bought it years ago. That shit is still here. So we share the show to promote the solutions. So thanks to everybody tapping in. Guys, you also know we try to get 10 folks to give $20 in super chats. If you are giving a super chat, you want to promote a business, you want to promote your business, you know somebody doing some good, solid community work, please put their website, put them all of that other type of stuff. Put it in the super chat, social media, all of that. Super Weapon says we got to get Maj a bot farm, 100%. I never played that game, but I see the importance of it. I see in the digital age when everybody's playing that way how it's important. I just never did it. So if somebody got a bot farm, they want to help me out and boost the signal all over the place, that would be great. Naturally Armed, what's up? Hey, if you are in the New Jersey area and you want some firearms instruction, you should 1000% subscribe to Naturally Armed or follow her on social media, on Instagram. I don't know what your Twitter is, but put them in there, y'all. Naturally Armed, put them in the chat section. Big Rob says, I mentioned yesterday, did you hear about Tom Alexandrovich? Yeah, the guy that got caught up sleeping with underage people, and then the Israeli government came and got him. I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I did. The Jewish conversation is so nuanced. So I haven't done too much on it, but I think I should here recently. But tonight, we're talking about something that's kind of crazy. All right, you see this brother right here? All right, this brother right here was killed. His name's Demetrice Beverly. He's a husband, a father, and assistant football coach at Parker High School. He was killed on August the 13th, 2025, in a domestic shooting in Birmingham, Alabama. Now, is a shooting, unfortunately, a shooting is not the most shocking shit that's going to happen in certain communities. It's not the most shocking shit. But the weird part about this shooting is he was in a lady's with her boyfriend in their home. And I want to unpack this story because not many people are currently talking about it. The young man was arrested. He got a bail. We're going to go through all of that tonight. And this is going to take us in so many different directions that we as solutionaries have to talk about. Conflict resolution, de-escalation, governing lust, all of these different things. So that's what tonight's show is going to be about. Again, tell me where you're from. I know Naturally Armed is from Jersey or in Jersey. I want to hear from you. We have to make sure that we're making social media social networking again. We got to, when I'm talking about you guys tapping into the show, you coming here to learn some things, you sharing the show, it's because we want to spread the network that we have. Okay? Dre Harden says, don't cheat us, Maj. You still owe Amanda Seals Part 3. If you guys didn't know, for the last 2 days, we had a reaction video having a discussion about the Amanda Seals 20v1 debate against black conservatives. We thinking about Part 3. I don't know, but I saw this story come across my timeline, and I thought we had to talk about this because I don't want for us to get too caught up in the PR and the culture war stuff and not thinking about everyday tactics based on lessons, extreme lessons that we can go through, right? So it's very important. So again, guys, thanks for that super chat too, Dre. Again, everybody, 10 folks at the $20 level. We need every single body to support the work. Talking about pop culture, talking about unfortunate scenarios like this, these are all awesome things, but these are backups to the actual work. As solutionaries, we are about health, we are about fitness, we are about positivity, we are about solutions. And that work that we do across the country in different cities, firearms basics, stop the bleed, conflict resolution, all of that, buying our building, a Solutionary Center, where we've kept classes going for a few years now. These are things that are the primary objective. So when we're engaged in talking about this via social media, we're going to get entertained, we're going to joke, we're going to laugh about things. Some of the shit I joke about, I shouldn't because I got a dark sense of humor. However, we mean well, and on top of meaning well, we tie it into solutions. So that's what you're here for today, and I want to ask everybody to support the work. GiveSendGo.com/Solutionary. I want everybody to support. We got Big Rob from Jersey. We got Eli80, who's been going for a while, from Chicago. Obviously, I told you guys Naturally Armed is in Jersey. Dre, where you from? And I think, Dre, we are going to do the, what's the name? We're going to do that part 3. I think it's important. Dre is over in San Diego, a.k.a. the taco capital of the world, in the building. Appreciate you. I said this yesterday. San Diego is such a beautiful place. It's a 1,000% beautiful place. If you've never been, you should go. XL Pro, what's up? Salute. How are you? So let's get into the story real quick. Now, I'm going to play a few things here for y'all. One, I'm going to play I'm going to read these articles. One of them is talking about the death of this gentleman, Demetrice. One of them is talking about the release of the 23-year-old man that shot him. And one is a video of that same man after he got out. Okay? XL Pro says he's in Mobile, Alabama. What's up? Vin Zinger's in Mexico. What's up, brother? How are you? So I want to we'll start with this article right here, and we'll go a little bit further. 23-year-old charged in the fatal shooting of a Birmingham high school football coach has been granted a bond. De'Corlion Keshaun Robinson is charged with the murder in the Wednesday night death of 39-year-old Demetrice Darnell Beverly, a husband and father of 3 daughters who was an assistant football coach at Parker High School. So let's set the scene. He's married. He got shot in somebody's house. He got 3 daughters, and he's an assistant football coach. Let's read a little bit more. Robinson is also charged with unlawful possession of a machine gun conversion device. He had a switch, okay? Robinson appeared Monday before Jefferson County District Judge Candace Pickett for an Anaya's Law hearing. The judge said initially the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office was seeking to have suspect held without bond, but said Monday that had changed. Now, that's the key component. When we were sourcing this conversation of what we were going to talk about tonight, when we were sourcing that and we was having a discussion about what's the angle, it led me to understand that this story has to take so many different angles because it's potentials. We don't know. We're missing so much. And that is a key. If a district attorney's office says, we want to hold them without bond, and then they go, never mind, give them a bond, right? That district attorney's office knows something that may not be privy to the general public. So when you're dealing with these types of scenarios, you got to wait for facts. This is what solutionaries do. We have our gut feelings. We come up with plans and actionable item lists for these potentials, but we understand that there may be unknown unknowns. Very important. So when they said this, they said was going to hold them without a bond, and then they decided to say, we're going to give them a bond. Deputy District Attorney Joe Hicks told the court that the Birmingham Police Department, in consultation with Beverly's family, recommended a $150,000 bond for the murder charge, to which the district attorney's office agreed. Read a little bit more. This is that setting that night. Robinson's $15,000 bond for the Glock switch charge also remains in place. I want y'all to be clear. When you got to put up for bail, you got to put up 10%. So if they say $150,000, you got to come up with $15,000 in cash, okay? Now, there's a push to stop people from being able to put cash up for bond. That's stupid. First of all, the concept of bond is dumb to me. Bond and bail is ransom. You've been accused of something. You have not been convicted of something. So ransom, by definition, is I kidnap somebody and I say, give me money and I'll give them back. That's what bail is. Now, I believe that people should be able to bail themselves out and show up for court. If you don't show up for court, then we catch you, and then that goes that. But anyway, just to give you guys some background on how that bail system operates. but he also has a $15,000 bond for the switch, okay? I want to be clear about the switch thing before we move on. And I'll talk about this a little bit more tonight. If somebody shoots somebody, and they shoot them with one bullet and they die, or they shoot them with 3 fast bullets and they die, it doesn't matter. This argument that, oh, you had something that makes the bullets go out faster, that's a dumbass. That shouldn't even be a thing, okay? Should not even be a thing from my perspective. Because 1 bullet is 1 bullet, 2 bullets is 2 bullets, doesn't matter. Oh, but your joint could shoot more fast. So what? Okay, but anyway, that's what he got. The agreement to a bond prevented testimony being presented during an Anaya's Law hearing. Multiple family members of Beverly, including his wife and father, were in court on Monday. Beverly's the guy that's the deceased. Numerous members of Robinson's family were also in attendance. That's the guy that did the shooting. Robinson is set for a preliminary hearing next month unless he waives that right or is indicted by a grand jury before then. His mother has started a GoFundMe to help with his legal expenses. Nearly $5,000 has been raised in 3 days. Birmingham South Precinct officers responded shortly after 9 p.m. Wednesday. Okay? 9 p.m. Wednesday. p.m. to a 911 call of a person shot at the apartment complex. Police went to the apartment and found Beverly unresponsive in the apartment's bedroom, said Sergeant Laquita Wade. Beverly's father said his son was visiting a female friend and was shot multiple times with a Glock switch by the woman's boyfriend. Beverly was pronounced dead on the scene at 9:26 p.m. Stop right the fuck there. How do we tie this back into the first lesson for us as solutionaries? First, before I even go forward, so over 100 of y'all in the chat right now. I need everybody to be reposting. If you're watching on YouTube, copy the link, post it to another platform. If you're watching on X, I just need you to hit the repost button. Don't cost you nothing. Hit the like button. Don't cost you nothing. Now, his dad says, my son went there to visit a female friend. Stop. We don't know the dynamics of the deceased and his wife, their relationship. However, I'm going to assume that if he's married, he has a monogamous relationship. I'm going to assume that. Again, we're going to be a lot of assumptions tonight because none of us were there. And there may be more details coming as solutionaries. We have conversation from the potentials. But until you know the facts, understand that these are potentials. Okay? So, my assumption is he's in a committed monogamous relationship. Why the fuck are you over some chick's house at 9 o'clock p.m. visiting a female friend and you get shot in the bedroom? Tell me where I'm wrong, chat. Tell me where I'm wrong. I want some ladies to hear me. Ladies, it's 9:30 p.m. You out of town. You coming home early though. And your man got his female friend in your bedroom at 9 o'clock in the evening. Ladies, are you okay with that? And I want to reverse it for the ladies because I don't want nobody to feel like I'm being sexist. Equal opportunity. Ladies, are y'all okay with that? Your man got his female friend in your bedroom at 9 p.m.? Men, are you okay with that? I'm going to assume that most of y'all are not, but I want y'all to put the comments in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think. Because I'm not okay with it. Defense attorney Emery Anthony on Monday said Robinson lived with his girlfriend of 6 years in the apartment. So you got this man in my house at 9-something p.m. and we've been together for 6 years and he in the bedroom in my apartment. Tell me, I might be out of line. I might be out of line. Robinson, the attorney, came home from work to find the victim and his girlfriend there, which led to Robinson firing the fatal shots. Quote, when you look at it, at best, it should have been manslaughter instead of murder, heat of passion under the facts of the case that will eventually come out. Now, remember, solutionary. Remember I said earlier, we talk about the potentials, but we don't land completely anywhere unless we have all of the facts. And when I hear the district attorney going, okay, give him a bond, there's some backdoor conversation that's happening. When you go from he ain't getting no fucking bond to let's give him a bond. When that happens, that means to me that your thought process is, all right, we got some other information here. Okay? I think the district attorney's office is being reasonable for agreeing to a bond, and I thank them for that, Anthony said. He's never been in trouble, and he's working. The Beverly family released this statement to AL.com following Monday's court appearance. Quote, the Beverly family kindly asks for privacy during this difficult time as they grieve, heal, and process their loss. They deeply appreciate your thoughts and prayers and respectfully request that space be given through this period of mourning. It was not immediate, end quote. It was not immediately clear when or if Robinson will make bond. I got some more going for that in a little bit, y'all. Beverly's friends and family continue to mourn his death. He was a loving, caring father, brother, son, and husband, said Beverly's father, Antonio Cook. He was just a good guy. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. I'm going to fast forward this. The reason why I'm going to fast forward this, because we at the end, but here's what happens. Somebody dies, and we have all of the positive praise in the world for them. And I'm not saying that that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's what happens. And that has no bearing on the fact of the matter and how we should discuss this today as solutionary, okay? Why do I say that? What the fuck was you doing as a married man at this lady's house at whatever time it was, 9 o'clock? What was you there for? What was you there for? And all of this, he was a good father, he was a good husband, and you in the bedroom. In that moment, and he might have been those things generally, but in that moment, he was doing something. If we had to place our bets, if we was placing our bets, let's keep it real, y'all. If we was placing our bets, what y'all think was happening in that fucking room? What y'all think? What do y'all think was happening in that damn room at 9 o'clock at night when he talking to his dad, oh, I'm going to go see my female friend? See, why is this important for everybody, especially the men? And I know this, especially for the men. We have to be judicious, relentless, and on point damn near all of the time, especially if you're a married man. I'm sorry, I've made plenty of mistakes. All right? Plenty of mistakes. Bookworm says some cheeks was getting clapped. Ty says, fucking. Protocol says he was in that snappy, nappy dugout. I hope it wasn't nappy. All right? Now, we making light of this on a certain level. We making light of this, but at the same time, we got to evaluate the fact that, yo, this looks like you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. You came to this man's home. Stop. This woman allowed this man to come to her home of where she lived for 6 years with her boyfriend. Because that can't happen without the woman. Yeah, we'll get on the guy. We'll get on the guys. We're going to get on both of the guys. Pause. We're going to get on both of the guys. But let's give a little bit of energy to this can't happen without this young lady. Now, I'm reading some things on YouTube and Facebook and whatever. That's TikTok. They're saying, yo, she just moved on with another dude. She just did this. Ba, 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 ba. Listen, these things are not okay. Big Rob says the tush push. Bookworm says, if you go in another man's house to bust down his woman, you don't care about your own life. Now, I'll give some slight pushback to that. I do think that that man cares about his life, but I think some of the men become so comfortable. They become comfortable with certain levels of, I could get away with it, comfortable with somebody's schedule, okay? And you make certain moves, and this is the point of me saying mostly to the men tonight, all right? If you're tapping in, please, guys, make sure you hit the like button. I want everybody to, let's get the likes up, everybody. Let's get the likes up, as well as, if you're watching this on X, just hit the repost. Everybody that reposts tonight on X, I'm going to give you a link to 10% off. I'm going to give you a link to the merch to 10%, because I got to incentivize y'all? What I got to treat y'all like Trump? I got to start talking that shit. Okay? Repost it. We can't be complaining about these corny-ass conservatives, goofy-ass libertarians, when we get the real deal and y'all fuck with me and I fuck with y'all and we ain't sharing the show all over the place. All right? But anyway, that comfort conversation. He got comfortable. Okay? And in getting comfortable in that space, you run the risk of anything happening. And unfortunately for this gentleman today, or a few days ago, it cost him his life. Point Blank tapping in from North Carolina. What's up, brother? Point Blank is a solutionary. He's in a Solutionary 9. I ain't seen your dry fires in a Solutionary 9 in a while. You made a post of them, brother, but I might have missed it. All right? Point Blank says, checking in from North Carolina. Finally feels good to catch the live. Big Rob says, I've done some foul shit in my younger days, but never went into another man's crib. Here's the thing. A lot of times you might not know you're going into another man's crib. But now let's go back to the deceased. He is a married man. 9 o'clock? Oh, no, sir. Not me. If that's not your lady, you shouldn't be there. It's just what it is. So all around, more specifically to the men tonight, you got to be evaluating the type of woman that you engage in. You got to first look at, should I even be engaging in a situation based on your reality? This man was married with 3 children, right? Then you got to evaluate what is driving. And I'm telling y'all, this is a person that has been driven by my lower self at points in my life. Okay? I'm not talking to y'all from some high horse pedestal. I'm not hovering above everybody. I'm just telling y'all how we can evaluate these things. And now going back to the ladies, don't put these men in these situations like this. Okay? Corporal Kickass got a great point. This is why you spring for the telly if you're going to engage in this type of activity. And that cheap shit, not getting a quality hotel, look, real quick something. He ain't going to know. It cost him his life. How many great men have been taken? Like, come on, man. And I'm talking to y'all, and I'm talking to myself too. These are reminders for us to stay on our square. Our whole overall thing is we should be focused on our purpose overall. Men, P-O-P. Purpose over, you know what I'm saying. The question that I've been asking myself a whole lot lately is, hey, are you in the financial place of $5 to $10 million that you feel like you've got it? Because probably when you get the $10 million, you might want 100. But you ain't even get the $5 or $10 million. So is this action that you're about to do in alignment with this thing? And if not, brothers, more specifically, not limited to, brothers, you have to evaluate why the fuck am I doing this? Does this make sense? Does this help me? Does this align with my goals? Does this push me in a direction of the thing that I actually am supposed to be chasing? And listen, that's for the ladies too. Ladies, this thing that you're doing, this purse that you're buying, this place that you're going, this brunch that you have, and your girls' trip, is this in alignment with the thing that you said you wanted for yourself? These are real questions that we have to do and evaluate and assess every single day. Every single day, moment to moment. The discipline of consistency hurts. But you know what hurts more? The pain of regret. These are all very important conversations. Listen, when you tap into the Maj 2 ratio, we talk about these things, but we're talking about it from a solution perspective. Well, let's move on a little bit. Let's read. This is when he was charged, because we started. Jax Teller. Jax is the first one that reposted the stream from X. Jax, shoot me a DM. I'm going to send you 10% off at blackgunsmatter.shop. 10% off. Because Jax seems to be the only one on X that wants to repost and share the show. There's hundreds of watching on X. I can see right there. But Jack's the only one that got the balls to say, I'm going to spread this out. Because Maj is sharing some good information with us tonight. Jax, shoot me a DM on X, and I'm going to make sure that I send you a 10% off link for your whole total. And I'm going to match that, Jax. I'm going to match that with 10% off your whole total. And if you get over $99, I'm going to give you free shipping. That's only going to be for the next 8 people because it's Solutionary 9. Jax is the first one. 8 more people make 9, and you get 10% off. People reposting from X or whatever, okay? But anyway, I want to read to y'all the what happened when he was actually charged. because we initially talked about the death of the deceased. Okay? Let's real briefly read on what happened as it relates to the 23-year-old. Vincent Williams Sr. said he watching on YouTube or posted on X. Let me show me. Shoot me a DM. Shoot me a DM. Y'all ain't going to be trying to trick me. Let's get the likes up. Y'all ain't going to trick me. If you watching on YouTube or posting on X, shoot me a DM. And if that's the case, we only got 7 more folks to go. All right? 7 more slots for the 10% off. Free shipping over $100. All right? I appreciate you, though, Vincent. I think you did that yesterday, too. I mean, everybody, let's get the likes up. So let's read this real quick. 23-year-old charged in deadly domestic shooting of beloved Birmingham football coach. Charged. De'Corlion Keshaun Robinson charged with the murder and Wednesday slaying. Also charged with unlawful possession of a machine gun. He was booked into the Jefferson County Jail at 8:47 p.m. Thursday and is being held without bond in Jefferson County. Now, again, guys, this is before they agreed to a bail. The reason why I'm telling y'all this and reading it backwards to y'all is because I want y'all to really see. Now, if you would have made a statement, a definitive statement about, yeah, he deserved, that's why he ain't got no bail, not knowing the facts because a story comes out and you don't have all of the context, you would have said that. And in the story I just read, they would have been like, yeah, we giving him a bail. As solutionaries, we are open to new information. We are open to new facts being presented. This is, you watch our show, you are going to get tactics and strategy to improve your life. This ain't here just for entertainment. That ain't what we here for. Okay? Let's read. Birmingham South Police Precinct officers responded shortly after 9 p.m. 911 call. We heard that. Beverly's father said he was visiting the female and was shot multiple times with a Glock switch by the woman's boyfriend. Let's go back to the Glock switch, guys. Listen. I don't give a fuck if it's a switch. I don't care. And this is where the anti-gun narrative always tries to get slid in there. Oh, he had a switch. If I shoot you let's say I got a switch on my Glock and I shoot a bad guy with a Glock that's trying to kill somebody, rape somebody, murder somebody, and I shoot him and I stop the threat and I save this person's life. They're going to try to charge me an inanimate piece of plastic on the back of the slide of the gun. And they'll be like, oh, we got to charge him for the switch. See how stupid that sounds? It's the same level of stupid when somebody says, we're questioning if this person unjustifiably killed this person or was he in self-defense. What was it? Right? But they throw the Glock switch in there to make you get upset. You got to pay attention to that, solutionaries. All right, let's scroll down a bit. This is the deceased right here. Okay. The woman was the one who called 911. Robinson was taken into custody in the parking lot of the complex. This is where they're going to do all of that. He was loving, He returned to his alma mater in 2020 as a part-time assistant football coach. Coach Beverly, nicknamed Meat. Oh. So his nickname was Meat. And that's, to be honest, that's why he was there, dropping some meat off. I know. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry. You was there dropping that meat off and became a meat bag. Don't get mad. Let's evaluate what happened. Meat gave his all to the thundering herd on the field and in our community. Look, sound like it. Sound like he was giving his all. Meat was giving his all. In the community. Community did. Parker High Athletics posted on Facebook. He was a mentor, husband, father, and friend whose impact will live on through the countless lives he touched. He was touching something that night. We don't know the facts. I wasn't there. Hey, excuse me. I wasn't there. But it sounded like he was getting something. Some parts of something was getting touched that night. Beverly's death happened just 1 week before the Stop the Violence Classic, an annual game between Parker High School and Ramsey High School that's goal is to build safer communities. Now, see what they do here? Now, again, this media outlet has no information on what happened. In these 2 articles that I've read, I've heard no conversation about wasn't it self-defense. We haven't heard any of the facts of the case. But yet and still twice, they're talking about a Glock switch, and they're talking about, oh, it was the week before the Stop the Violence Classic. What the fuck, dude? That's a week before. Y'all figured out a way to put that into the conversation, and it wasn't on the same day. the media solutionaries, most effective devil in America. We dealing with a questionable death or shooting associated with this situation. There's allegations abound. There's very little facts other than he got shot, he died at this time, so forth and so on. But yet and still, media figures out a way to spin two anti-gun narratives. We got to stay woke. We got to pay attention. They'll slip that. They'll be like meat. They'll slip it in there when you at work, not paying attention, doing something else. Okay? Parker head football coach Frank Warren and Beverly met when they coached together at Carver. He described his friend as a good father, husband, coach, mentor, and a good person. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, cool. Again, men, let me put the brother up here because I'm making light of, I got a dark sense of humor. But this does not take, his family's going to feel a tremendous vacuum. And I don't want to come off too insensitive. All right? However, men, you got a legacy. You have a legacy. Your actions and choices have to be, and I want to publicly double down on me publicly saying to y'all, I have made a decision to be very, very careful with my movements, what I think, because your thoughts become how you think, like them little small thoughts. Then they become actions. Then them actions become habits. And them habits become your characters, your characteristics. And your characteristics become your character. Then that creates your legacy. So I'm telling y'all, I've renewed my vigor and going, hey, I got to question everything that I'm putting I don't want nothing but positivity. I only want to chase things that's in alignment with my purpose and my legacy. And I'm challenging you men to have that same perspective at this point. Because as Big Rob just said, he obviously didn't think that through about his own family. And this does not mean that I'm saying that the brother was saying fuck his family to a certain extent, like in a negative way. But these things should be at the forefront. When we're talking about estate planning, how many people in here have a trust or a last will and testament? Give me a show of hands. Let's get the likes up and I want y'all to comment. Do you have a last will and testament? Do you have a living trust? See, we got to start thinking about these movies that we watch, these shows, Succession. The billionaire families are already thinking about, okay, if something happens to dad and who's the heir? How are we going to set up the structures? What's the living will? What's the living trust? What's the international trust? This is the same thing that we got to think about. Where am I putting my body? Where am I putting my body? And I'd bet dollars to donuts that he didn't think, he thought he might have had a relationship with this. We don't know. He might have had an intimate going on with this young lady for however long. We do not know. We don't know. But to be that comfortable means you have some level of comfort, which means you probably know the person. Okay? Because there's allegations. He knew her too. He knew this, that, and third. You are risking your legacy. And I am right now so serious about making the right decisions with my legacy. I'm in the Supreme Court decision. I am right hand to God recommitting myself to making sure that I'm only doing things that's going to be in alignment with the forward movement and a respectful position for my family. You know who I love? As it ain't been no bullshit. Or one of the reasons why I love the brother, he's deceased now, Nipsey Hussle. We ain't heard not one damn story about him stepping out on Lauren once he made that committed relationship happen. I love that. And I have failed in that area. And that failure is a consistent reminder of why it's important for us men to challenge each other to be better when we talk about these types of stories. Do you want that to be your legacy? When you're going to have your little sneak moment, if you die right now in the middle of your sneak moment, is that okay for you? Think about your legacy. Think about your estate. Think about estate planning. Think about your children. These are serious things for us to ponder, men. And I'm not just saying men, but I'm more specifically talking to the men. Ladies, are you challenging your man? Because I look at the men as the leaders in the relationship, in the household. Are you challenging your man and not only challenging him to be better and remember legacy, remember his actions, are you speaking life into him? Because we suffer in silence. Okay? That young lady had this man over her house. I think she was 21, 22. You got this 39-year-old married man coming to your crib. Is that speaking life into your relationship? Is you thinking about the legacy? Now she's forever. Yeah, she got coach such and such killed. We have to have these genuine conversations with each other, y'all. 1,000%. Now, I want to move to this. So, he gets a bail. This kid gets a bail. And I say kid, he's 23. He's a young adult. He gets a bail. And in the process of him getting a bail, what does he do? Goes to social media. Whew! Scariest thing in the universe. He goes to social media. And what we have here is a video of this young man after posting bail and getting out. This young man says this, and I'm going to bring all of this in a roundabout way, bring it home for everybody. I want y'all to listen to what he says. I'm going to pause it. It's only 43 seconds, so I'm going to pause and give my organic reaction. But I want y'all to really, really stop and think about this. Because thus far, I've been very, very supportive of, I haven't been critiquing him. I haven't critiqued him. I critiqued the young lady. I critiqued the deceased. We've talked about solutions to this. But mysteriously, Maj, you haven't had a conversation about the shooter. Why? Because he a gun owner? Are you showing bias because he's a gun owner, Maj? I wanted to leave this component for the very, very end to show y'all how all of these people are fucking wrong on a certain level. The girlfriend, the deceased, based on the information that we have, the girlfriend, the deceased, and the shooter. I want y'all to look at this real quick. Listen to this, y'all. Don't know, want to believe his girl fucking off on him, so he is jumping. There's no sound? Somebody said there's no sound? Oh shit! I don't know what the hell happened. I've struggled with this before. All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let's try something here. Let me know if y'all can hear it. Give me something in the chat. I know that y'all saying y'all can't hear. I put it up on the chat. I put it on the screen. He's basically on camera, on social media, okay, saying, I can't believe God is good, but I can't believe it. Y'all think ain't nobody, your woman ain't stepping out on you with help. And no guy want to feel that type. You are in the middle of a fucking open investigation, advocating and saying, I ain't trying to do this. I feel some type of way. Now, this starts to look like it's fucking premeditated. Because what you're saying is, I didn't want to believe it, but I felt like she was stepping out on me. I didn't want to believe it, but it felt like she was stepping out on me. You ain't supposed to say a motherfucking word. See, and this is where he loses. Because, okay, I said in the beginning, well, that man came into his house. We don't know if this 39-year-old gentleman was trying to attack him in the house. We don't know what happened. And I'm sympathetic to the concept of you walk in, this dude trying to tussle with you. He trying to da-da-da. You get to defend your castle. That's the castle doctrine 101. Okay? But at the same time, we're going to work backwards on this goofy motherfucker. You, after getting bond on a homicide, go to social media and saying any fucking thing is retarded. Ugh. See, and this is more that emotional response. What we talk about is conflict resolution, de-escalation, right? As solutionaries, this is what we talk about. Conflict resolution, de-escalation, avoidance. Now I got to ask the question of, what if the deceased didn't attack you and you just decided to let your gun off because he in the house? This energy from this person right here starts to give me that energy. That's what that sounds like to me. And it's starting to look like to me like, damn, you overdid it. Because maybe you could have came in there and beat him the hell up, saw him. Maybe you could have gave him a way out. But we'll never know. Because dead men tell no lies or tales. Okay? I know his lawyer is like, what the fuck is you doing? What are you doing? Diarrhea of the mouth. What are you doing? Which makes me now question, maybe because you got a gun, just because I can doesn't mean I should. As someone that carries a firearm most places, ask people that know me if I'm out there starting motherfucking trouble. Nope. I drive at times of the day where there's very little people outside. I shop at times of the day where there's very little people in malls. I be in the crib chilling, creating content, engaging with you all because our people, Americans, humans, need to have level-headed leadership. So now I go, damn, bro. If you that emotional that you get on social media after you bailed out and you say something like this, and I know your damn attorney, or maybe the attorney didn't. Because maybe the attorney don't think you that fucking stupid. That this goes without saying, don't get on da-da-da-da-da. Right? But you did. So now I go, damn, maybe you shot this motherfucker. And again, we don't know. There's a question mark in. The district attorney agreed to give him a bail on a murder. So there's something, but I got to evaluate everything. As solutionaries, we evaluate everything. Bookworm says, this bitch lying about her crib. Oh, that's a song. Maybe she lied. Maybe she lied. Maybe she set, not a setup, but she inadvertently set up the 39-year-old deceased man. Because if he's 23 and he's stupid and he ain't stable, because he sounds stupid as hell. Y'all can't, I did y'all, so whatever the reason that the audio ain't playing, it did you a service. He sounds stupid as hell. He sounds super stupid. Hey, man, you ain't even know about the bitty boppa. I ain't trying to keep that, but dumb motherfucker. So maybe if he's stupid, but he's with her and they've been together for 6 years. If he's 23, 27, they've been together, that's high school sweethearts, but he a moron. The older gentleman come through, right? Maybe she not playing it honest. Maybe she didn't tell, who knows? But either way, we ain't gonna be on her for too much. We already talked about the lady. This motherfucker got on social media and said this. As solutionaries, it may not be extreme as you get into a shooting. Maybe you get pulled over by the police, okay? Maybe you get pulled over by the police shortly, and you have to keep your composure. Stoicism, gentlemen. The ability to think and emotionally control and emotionally self-regulate. Emotional intelligence is a thing. It's not just some leftist term. Oh, you don't have no emotional IQ. They say that on the left, but there's some truth to it. As the gun owner, you got to be the adult in the room all of the time. All the time. I remember times back in the day where I was like saying wild shit to people, and it was stupid. You got to grow up. This young man, this gentleman, just threw all of his goodwill because, listen, the other people, the deceased, he got children, a wife, a dad, they all speaking out for him. So he got people in his corner. You just jumped on here and made yourself look like the most one of these ratchet dudes. The stereotype, of course, he got to switch. We have to learn from these things, solutionaries. We have to take classes. That's why our understanding imminent threat class is so important. That's why when you take the firearms basics class, we talk tremendously about conflict resolution, de-escalation, and before anything, avoidance. Just because you can does not mean that you should. And this young man has changed the trajectory of a minimum of 3 lives with his actions. Not just the shooting. In the shooting, he changed the trajectory of his life. He changed the trajectory of his girlfriend's life. And he changed the trajectory of the deceased, because the deceased has no more life. That's just the 3 minimum. We ain't talking about the children. We ain't talking about the families, extended families. These are serious situations. And you as a gun owner, you as a person that's going down this path, I don't care if you're a great shooter. If you haven't taken an understanding imminent threat course, you are at fucking a disadvantage emotionally. You are, period. I don't care that you got a gun. I do not care. Because people, if your whole focus is guns, how you got a gun and you don't even deal in combatives? How you don't know how to fight? How you out of shape? How you don't drink enough water? Water helps you emotionally regulate. Keeping calm, not blowing a gasket like an engine that doesn't have water. What's your diet like? Are you high blood pressure, which means you quick to get hype? Do you even know some proper breathing techniques? All of this is together. Why do you think we made all of these things available in the Solutionary 9? Because we have to have holistic solutions. We have to start implementing these solutions in our life before we met with these situations, so we already can lean on what the actual solution is. In my opinion, and I don't wish anything on anybody negative, in my opinion, if I had to bet dollars to donuts, this young man jumped to his gun because he's seen somebody in the house. Man, I watched this movie, one of my favorite movies. It's called 3 Iron. It's a silent film. It's a Chinese joint or Japanese, something like that. That sounded racist as fuck. I just don't know if the movie is Japanese or Chinese. I'm not. Anyway, in the movie, long story short, there's one scene. If I'll talk about it because I don't want to give y'all the whole whatever. Right. Big Rob says he definitely did not do box breathing. If you don't know what box breathing is 4 seconds of breathing. 4 seconds of breathing in, 4 seconds of holding your breath, 4 seconds pushing out, and 4 seconds doing nothing before you breathe in. Okay, 3 Iron is a Korean movie. Damn, I sounded racist as shit. That's stereotypical as shit. My bad, y'all. Shouts to my Korean, shouts to my Japanese, shouts to my Chinese solutionaries, okay? Y'all know I love y'all. I love everybody, okay? But god damn, my dark humor be sounding crazy at times, right? So it's Korean. The movie, there's a scene in the movie. And the scene in the movie is the young lady that falls in love with the guy that saved her. He gets incarcerated for a while because the guy that she left her husband for or whatever is politically connected. Anyway, she goes to the houses that they used to go to. They would break into houses and stay in the house because the guy was homeless, her love interest. And they would break into these houses, but they would use things in the house, but they would fix things. If something was broke, if the clothes needed to be washed, and they would do that. And they would just move around. Anyway, she couldn't find him, and she left her husband to be with him, and she couldn't find him because he was incarcerated. And she started going to the places that they went to. And one of the places that they went to, there was a guy in the water garden, like tending to the garden, and she just walked past him and laid like on the porch area. And the husband was startled, the guy was startled for a little while, and then just let her be. And then his wife came, and mind you, this was outside, a water garden outside, like on the front porch. His wife came, and she was going to check the lady, and he was like, just let her be. And then she took a nap, because she fell asleep. She got up, and she walked, and she bowed to them and just left. Why am I telling y'all this? You don't have to respond in an angry manner to everything. You don't even have to accept every invitation to every argument that you're invited to. I got a gun on me at most times. I could fight. I'm stronger than a lot of people. I'll break you the fuck up. But why? Because you're a tough guy? Nah. You know what's tough? The working man. You know what's tough? The person that knows that they can absolutely demolish somebody and choose not to. The person that's like, this person don't even get that I can fight, I'm strong, and I got a fucking cannon on me. He and his goofy ass has someone that loves him. We have to lead as leaders. And you have to think about the legacy. Even if I shoot him, and if I'm justified in the shooting, and if it's not an immediately threat to life, but he tries to hit me, maybe I go non-lethal. Maybe I just knock him the fuck out. Maybe I choke him out. Maybe I get him to submit, rub his head, tap him, let him get up, and let his friends get to him. Because his people that love him need him around. And maybe if I just choke the fucking air out of him for a minute and he get back up, maybe he'll reevaluate his life choices, but he'll have a life to do that. As the solutionary, your job is to think this way. Not to just walk into a situation that society and TV told you you're going to pull your gun out and shoot the person. Is this person worth my lawyer retainer fee? Is my life an imminent threat? Did I happen to walk in on my lady and they was doing the do? Okay? And if so, where is the rule or the standard that says I have to shoot this person? I don't get to just leave and go, oh, damn. The question that we have to ask ourselves is not why is this happening to me? Look at what's happening for me. Very important question for us to ask ourselves, Solutionary. Okay? This is a great question to ask yourself when you see something. If I beat the shit out of this person, is this person worth my lawyer retainer fee? Some lawyer retainer fees is in 6 figures. And the case might cost you. Let's say if your retainer fee is $25,000, $50,000, whatever. Then the lawyer say, cool, you can retain me and my services for this amount 24/7. Cool. But when you catch the case, that retainer fee for them to drop other things to come fuck with your shit primarily, that retainer fee's gone. Is it worth it? Nah, this ain't worth it. Most people ain't worth the price of my bullets. I ain't shooting you. You're not worth my shells. I don't care. You can't beat me. You ain't gonna do shit. And I get to walk away. This is thinking about legacy. And think about the what. Why? Why am I walking away? Your children, your wife, your husband, your legacy, your estate, your finances, your health, your mental health, good stress, positive life. And don't get it fucked up. You don't win a gunfight. You survive them. And they didn't stop making guns when you got one. They might have one too. You win 100% of the fights that you are not a part of. And as solutionaries, that's our standard operational procedure. Standard. Anyway, guys, thank you all for tapping into the show tonight. I want to appreciate you all for tapping in. If you're watching on X, please, because most of y'all still didn't repost, I'm going to check the DMs to see who did repost. If you're watching from a different platform. And I'll make sure that you get 10% over at blackgunsmatter.shop. Guys, if you got some value from the show tonight, I want you all to go to givesendgo.com/solutionary. Support the work. I'm asking everybody that watches this indirectly or directly live to donate $5. Think about this. There's 200 people in the chat right now. If all 200 of you, a little over 200, if all few hundred of you donate $5, that's $1,000. We are chipping away at these classes. We are chipping away at these classes, keeping them free to all, for everyone. Purchasing the Solutionary Center. We need about 500 donors at the $100 level. I'm going to ask all of you to be a $100 donor. Now, if you can't, cool. If you do, and if you can, at the $100 level, you get meal plans, workout routines. We do your macros. We give you shooting drills. We give you all of the classes, understanding imminent threat, civics, firearms basics. You got a private community of people helping each other, talking about media talking points, sharing new information, new legislation coming down, pro-gun stuff. This is a community. We cannot beat this corrupt portions of the system without creating our own systems and our own communities. And if you are a donor at the $100 level, helping us buy our building, helping us keep these classes free to all, in-person classes, if you're doing that, you get instant access to Solutionary University. We got folks coming in there, know your rights seminars coming down the pike. Business. We were talking about trust. Zane is about to be a professor at Solutionary University, showing you how to walk through trust. All of these things accessible to you for that one-time fee of $99. So every donor over $99, you're going to get access. You're paying it forward for others, but you're going to get access to all of those things. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. That's one way that you can support. Buy some merch, blackgunsmatter.shop. And if you can't, give it the $100 level. If some of y'all could give it the $1,000, $10,000, $50,000, cool. We got $57,000 more to raise. If one of y'all super rich and you want to work on a business plan or something that we can get some money together, donate $50,000, great, do it. But if you can't, it's back to school. I'm asking every single person. Let me give some love in the chat. If you can commit to donating $5, just say, yo, Maj, I got you. Comment it in the chat. Comment it on X. Say what it is. Don't just say it, but $5, y'all. $5 is the minimum that you can give at Give Send Go. They won't let you give less than $5. And everybody got $5. So if we got a few hundred people giving $5, that's $1,000 going towards the work. We need this work. It cannot just be about guns. It has to be a holistic perspective. And if we say we want to push back against the agenda, Bookworm says, I got you. Appreciate that, Bookworm. If we say we want to push back against the agenda, we got to champion the people doing the work. And I work for y'all. I ain't got no boss. I got a bunch of bosses, and it's y'all. Okay? GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. If you got any questions after the show, if you're watching on X, shoot me a DM. I'm going to engage with y'all for the next half hour on X. We're going to do some fundraising, but I'm asking everybody, pitch in $5. $5. If you can do more, great. If you can do 100 or more, that's great. That's awesome. But we need to support the work. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. Thank you all for tapping in. I will see you all tomorrow at the same time, at the same YouTube.com/Maj2Ray channel. Be safe, be solution.